So hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess and I absolutely love reading books, mainly fantasy. So I thought I would be doing a little recommendation today of my five favorite fantasy romance book. We're talking high fantasy, so I like good world building. But more importantly, I like a slow burn. I want it to be painful, long, drawn out. I like a broody hero, morally gray preferably, and I want it to be difficult, but not because they cannot talk to each other. They need to have good communication, but external element preventing them from being together. So with all of that in mind, I'm gonna go with my first recommendation, which is Air Awaken by Elise Kova. This is the omnibus version. I started annotating, but this series basically follows, I'm gonna put that one's very heavy. Basically follows Vala Jarl, which is Vala Jarl. She's an apprentice to the head librarian of this kingdom called Kingdom of Solaris, and we quickly find out that she has magic. But she's pretty much in denial of this. We don't know what kind of magic at the beginning, but I mean, this is called Air Awaken, so I'm gonna let you take a guess at what kind of magic she has. But in this world, wind magic is almost angsty. It has been eradicated by previous rulers of the Kingdom of the South, we believe, because Windwalker can like, let's say you could be in this room, but you could have your consciousness in another house, another room. So this is extremely scary. So they were eradicated to prevent them from joining on the wars, the politics. It was just considered too strong of a power. So we have Vala, which is discovering that she has magic, probably wind, and she's in denial. And also in this world, magic is viewed as like discrimination against magic user. Like if you have magic, you have to help the kingdom and forget that you have like a life in existence. And anyone from that kingdom that you're giving your life to basically is scared of you and doesn't want to do anything with you. So Vala rejects magic because she grew up knowing that, or thinking that magic is evil. She doesn't want to have it. And then enters the crown prince of the Kingdom of Solaris, which is this fire magic user, very useful to the kingdom, but he's used to being rejected, frowned upon, even though he's needed for his powers, because the Kingdom of the South, Solaris, is at war with the Kingdom of the North. So this crown prince discovers Vala's power, keeps it secret, and wants to force her, in all the right ways, to use her power for the kingdom. And this crazy push and pull begins with the war between the kingdoms. Obviously the whole forbidden thing between the crown prince and she calls herself a commoner. The fact that she's so very special even though she doesn't want to be. Anyway, so I absolutely adore this series. It's definitely a slow burn because it's a 5-book series and I don't think anything too much happens until book 4, book 5, and there's a lot of will they, won't they. Absolutely love it. There's a lot of painful things happening to the characters. It reads really YA at the beginning of book 1, but just give it a chance and I think you'll be very surprised. So that's my first recommendation, and I absolutely love long series. So if you like this series, there's also the Vortex Chronicle, which is another 5-book series that follows the daughter of Vala, and I'm not going to reveal more than that. So there's that. So that's for the first recommendation. On to the next recommendation, which is, I mean, probably everyone knows about this, right? The Cruel Prince, Folks of the Air. I mean, I have some other edition from that, but this is the box set. And this is another, as probably everyone knows, this is another slow burn, angst-filled world of fantasy, a little bit urban, because there's the Fey world and there's the human world, and they kind of crossed a little bit over. The main character is actually Jude, her and her twin sister are human that were taken away from the human land to go live in the Fey land against their will. And there's the Fey, and the Fey are actually not the nicest people at all. They're very mean, and I think a lot of people have said this before, but Ollie Black, The Cruel Prince, Folk of the Air by Ollie Black, that's the series. Ollie Black created a fey world where fairies are absolutely mean, evil, some of them have tails, ears, like it feels very whimsical, and that's where Jude basically grows up. And then there's Cardan, another crown prince. I think I know, actually, not to reveal too much, he's a prince, okay? And I think I like this team, prince, not royalty. Anyway, he's a prince. He sees Jude. This is like I think it has been advertised as a bully romance. He bullies her with his little clique of crazy face. And what I absolutely love about this world, that she doesn't let herself be taken on by whatever they say. Like, she's very much her own person. She has goals of her own. She wants to take advantage of the fact that she's different. It makes her powerful in her way. And you're like, oh my God, how is this human gonna like do in this fey world? They're so powerful, but she somehow managed. So I absolutely love this series. It's definitely a slow burn. It's 3 books, but it takes a while. There's a lot of push and pull. Once again, you don't know if it's gonna actually happen anytime soon. There's a lot of hints being dropped, and it's just like, there's no way it's gonna work with him. But anyway, so yeah, that's my second recommendation. And then the third, which is this little series here, it's The Winner's Curse by Mary Rikovsky. So anyway, this is a 3-book series that was published a while ago, but this is one of the first series that I read that helped me kind of know what I absolutely love in books. And this is, once again, another slow burn, forbidden of sorts, and I love it. So we're following Kestrel. Kestrel is the daughter of a general. He's a general of an empire. This empire took the land of another kingdom and pretty much established their government there. They took over, crushed their culture, their art, everything. And Kestrel is supposed to be training, like sparring, swords, like fighting. But she's more of she believes herself, anyway, in book 1, to be more of a strategist, like military, like strategy, like that's what she wants to do. But she has to prove that she has fighting prowess, because this world is very much so about battle and combat. So her father decides to pretty much allow her to grow as she wishes, even though she's more focused on strategy. And she basically has free way to do what she wants. So she decides to rescue a slave, which is, oh boy, from this like slave ring. And these slaves are the native of that land that they now inhabit. So she is inhabiting in this new land as part of the new government. And she decides to purchase the slave, and not because she wants to use him as a slave, like do her bidding or anything, but I think she generally just wants a friend. But obviously, he hates her. He doesn't want anything to do with her. He has his own little plot going on, like a reveal thing with his own people, and a lot of confrontation. It's very drawn out. Book 2, like wow. Book 1, wow. Book 2, wow. Like, it's so much happens. So many moving pieces. So like this story doesn't even happen just in one place. Like, this is one thing I like about this series, that they travel a lot, and it's very book 3 like really expand on the story, and it's definitely a slow burn, like one of the slowest of burn as far as I've read. So I absolutely adore this series. So that's that for the third one. And then the fourth one is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rush. I don't actually own these books, but I'm gonna put it here somewhere. Anyway, this is another slow burn, and it was published a long time ago, and it's very YA. It reads really YA, and I did not expect to like it this much. So in this story, we have Mara, her name is, I believe, and Mara is a part of like a rebel group that is trying to help the crown prince, once again another prince, take back his kingdom, because in this world, the kingdom of frost, because they're split by season, so there's summer, autumn, spring, and winter, and the kingdom of winter, frost, whatever, was taken over. So they managed to escape, and the king and his little soldier rebel group are just trying to stir up some kind of rebel force to take back their land. So I'm not gonna reveal too much, because a lot happened in this series, But basically, Mara has this, let's say, huge crush on the prince, and I think he's a little bit, I don't know if I can say that, a little bit full of himself at the beginning, so it's a bit weird. I'm not sure I could, I mean, there's some scene where I felt the angst, definitely, and it's very much so a slow burn. But it took a little bit of the story, like in book 2, 3, beginning of book 2, something big happened. And it changes their dynamic and it creates so much angst. And book 3, like there's part of book 3, and I don't do that often, but I literally finished reading the chapter, moved on. I'm just like, I want to refeel this emotion because I want to understand what's happening right now between them. So I'm going back in book 3 and rereading like other interaction and like, wow. So anyway, that is a little bit less well-known series, but there was a lot of angst there. It took a little bit to get going, but once it did, it was really good. And finally, we have the Remnant Chronicle. The first book is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is a weird recommendation because it's also much so a slow burn. But the first book, to me, was the start. I mean, the third one too, because it's a resolution of the slow burn. But the first book, there's this little thing. The main character is a crown princess. There's the usual, I think I really like this. There's the usual crown prince from another country that is supposed to marry the main character, the princess. And what's her name? So her name is Leah. So Leah is a crown princess. She's supposed to get married to a crown prince. She's one of the most infuriating characters I've ever read, but I love her story and the slow burn and the angst. But anyway, Leah is a rebel. Like, whatever advantages she had in life, like, she gives no, like, she doesn't care that she's like, you could be the nicest person, like, she'll find something, you do a bunch of things for her, she'll be very grateful, but then she'll have her own idea on what she wants to do, and then she'll just leave you hanging. So that's kind of like her personality. Yeah, I'm obviously not a big fan of her, but she still wants to save people, so she's a goodie, okay? So that's what's important, I think. So she is promised to this prince, and it's pretty much one of the best advantages, the best political marriage you could have. Like, this would greatly help her people. But she believes that she is made to be more than that, and or not necessarily made to be more than that, but she just wants to live her own life. She's just like, I'm my own person. Like, why is this happening to me? I don't care. So she basically does the whole bride running during the wedding thing, and she decides to go live her own life in a little inn. This is not too much reveal, it's kind of like the premise. And there she meets boys, and more than one, and they're nice. And there's one in particular, I'm not gonna say the name because I think this would reveal, because we don't know who's who. There's boys there, but like, are they from her past? Do they know her but she doesn't know them? Like, there's a lot of weird questions. I can't say too much, but the thing is, you don't know who these boys are, and they seem to be into her to some extent. And she's into one in particular more than another one. Maybe that's just my feeling, but anyway. And there's a lot of angst between those two. I don't know how you create angst, because she's supposed to be this maiden, like woman in a village working in an inn. So what's forbidden there? She meets someone at the end that she finds interesting. But somehow it feels like one of the guys is this broody hero. I don't know why he's a hero, but anyway, that's just came like this. Just came out of my mouth that way. But he's brooding and he's dark, but lovable. And he seems to have this huge crush on her, but he's like, I don't have a crush on you. Why are you here? Oh, I like you. Come closer. Anyway, love that. So that's what happens between them. And the thing I like about this series is that obviously she's not, I mean, don't want to reveal too much, but she's a crown princess, okay? So like, she's not gonna just be tending tables for 3 books. So a lot happens with that. And it's very political, and these 2 boys from the ends kind of mix into the whole thing, and it becomes very intricate, and I love it. And it's slow burn, a very slow burn, and I thought it was a really good read. So yeah. So that's it for my recommendation for fantasy romance, fantasy, with angst, slow burn, brooding hero, crown princess, crown prince. I hate you, but I love you. Love those books. Read those books. Thank you. Bye-bye.